Hey students, I hope you're doing well. A lot of you really struggled with the career profile essay. And so I wanted to take some time to offer some feedback and show you a really good example, and just really unpack some of the problem areas that I saw. And my hope is that this really helps you perform a little bit better if you want to resubmit, and that it also helps you organizationally as you start really jumping into your draft. So what I want to do is I want to take a student's outline that did really, really well, and then I want to talk through some of the profile elements, and I think this will help you guys out a little bit more. So first of all, let's go down to the hook. Long before credit scores and taxes dictated the lives of millions of victims worldwide, bartering and trade dominated market exchanges, later evolving international trade and paper money to the digitalized area that we live in today. And while many find these transactions boring, financial literacy in careers is an underrated yet extremely necessary field. So guys, the hook, this really grabs the reader's attention, but it also really focuses on the field that they're going to be concentrating on, which clearly is finances. So then we go to the background information about the subject person, and what we see is we immediately know who this writer, who their subject is. There's no question at the end of the introduction who they are profiling or why they're profiling. So let's take a look. I've known Chris almost my entire life as an appreciated family friend. He's from Long Island, New York, and moved to North Carolina with his parents after attending and graduating the State University of New York at Wananta for a degree in business economics in 1970. So we see who the subject is, which is Chris, and we see that he's got an economics background. So again, we see this tie into finances, and we know who the profile is about just by reading the background information. Something the student also did really well is they talked about the relationship between the two of them. You definitely don't have to do that, but it gives the reader some insight as to what the connection is with this person. So then let's go to the thesis statement. Despite minor struggles understanding higher level mathematical concepts in college, offsetting his self-confidence, Christopher Amadolari, and I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, persisted in his interest in finances, successfully working to become an accomplished accountant. So we see this very clear focus about this career field and the subject that they are interviewing. She is essentially going to share this profile or this story about this man who was in finances and what that looked like for him. So let's talk about the topic sentences in the body paragraphs, because this is something that I'm seeing. A lot of you are creating topics that are based on the career, but it's not centered around the person that you interviewed. So that profile element is really taken away. Some of you are starting the paragraph as a question. And guys, that's problematic because the topic sentence is a statement. You're introducing the topic that you're going to be talking about in that body paragraph. So that gets a little problematic when you state it in a question. So let's take a look and see what the student did, and then we'll go from there. So topic sentence 1. I want you to note there's a statement, and again, you see this name here. Since his youth, Chris possessed keen senses when working with numbers of data, which became a crucial part of his academic and professional careers. So what you can see here is the student has one of those articles that they used. They have some evidence they're going to do to back up some of the information in this paragraph. And then they also took quotes from their interview. I like the idea of analytics my whole life since it was something I was naturally good at. Even now, people get on to me about paying attention to unit prices while shopping. It's just something everybody immediately understands or notices. So we see these quotes that they plan to use in that paragraph that relate back to this topic. And the topic is centered around the job and the subject that the student profiled. And then most importantly, remember, this ties back into this thesis statement. So then we keep going and we look at the second body paragraph that the student is planning. Beyond logical senses, okay, so great transition from this part. His flexible, ambivalent personality complements his profession, allowing him to thrive in isolated and sociable environments. So again, we're going back to the prompt. What does this person do and why was this a perfect job for them? We see that the student is directly answering that question. And then we have some supporting documentation from the article that they read, along with quotes from the interview. And then finally, let's take a look at this third sentence. Despite Chris's natural organization talent and quick wit with numbers and analyzations, he retook statistics twice in college. However, it didn't hinder his ability or make him question his career. Okay, once again, it talked about some of the setbacks maybe that someone would come across, but how he overcame those setbacks. And once more, this sentence is a statement and it is focused on the subject. Guys, this is really, really important. This should never be a question. And the person that you're profiling should not be a part of those topic sentences. They are the focus of the essay. So I hope this helped you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to link this example to this video. I know that originally I had your body paragraphs were going to be due tomorrow. But just because I'm really concerned about how the outline went, I am going to push that due date to Sunday. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have you submit your body paragraphs and conclusion at the same time. And that way we stay on track. And then I'm probably going to push out that final due date as well. So I hope some of that wiggle room will give some of you an opportunity to watch this video, revisit your outline, and figure out what you need to do so that you get back on track for this essay. If you would like to set up a Zoom with me to talk through your specific essay, please shoot me an email by tomorrow, and then I can get to you either on Thursday or Friday before the weekend. All right. I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope this was helpful.